Well, now it's time for my favorite segment of the show, the prediction segment where I distance myself from Jared. Jared, it went bad for you last week. I'm afraid it's going to go the same for you this week. But let's start out, and for the record, Spanish Fork at Lone Peak. This is a play-in game to get into the tournament, which you hate. Tell me who you like.
Well, I like Spanish Fork in this game. I think Lone Peak, when they beat Spanish Fork early in the year, had a lot of emotion. They fed off that and got the win. But the Dons are too much in this game.
I'll tell you what, and I like Spanish Fork as well. Lone Peak, I think, they had a little momentum with the win, the way it started out 2-0 in region. Then it's gone south. I think this team's done. Spanish Fork has enough offense. I like the Dons.
Okay, let's look at the other play-in game, also on Tuesday. Payson going to Springville. Winner of this one gets in. Who do you have?
Well, it's hard to beat a team Friday and Tuesday.
Very difficult. So you're going with the Red Devils, huh?
No, not that hard. I'm going to take Payson mainly because of Leroy Unga.
Yeah, I think he makes the difference in the game. They get him the ball a lot, and the Lions move on into the state playoffs.
Yep. Okay, Mountain View at Orem volleyball. This is one we talked about a minute ago. Jared, who do you like?
I'm going to take Orem. Orem beat Mountain View earlier. This game's at home. I'm going with the Tigers. The Tigers get the win.
And as I said, I'm going to take Mountain View because they did beat them earlier, and I say they even the score.
Okay. Let's talk about playoff football. First round games. We've got Viewmont at American Fork. Tough one. Who are you going to take?
I'm actually going to take American Fork, but I do think it'll be a close game. Viewmont has played well at times during the year, but we talked about Chris Wernley. This guy's a horse. I think the Cavemen ride him to a victory, but they'll have to pull away in the second half.
I agree. American Fork gets the win. I think they're too strong for Viewmont.
Okay, let's do my upset special. Timpanogos at Northridge. Jared, you already know who I like. Who do you like?
Well, I'm going to go with Northridge in this game because I think Northridge's offense is better than what Timpanogos has faced in the last little bit. That defense, watching it the couple of times I've watched it, if they go up against an offense that can really force the issue, I think that they struggle, and so I think Northridge gets the win.
Well, I'm going to stay with Timpanogos, and I'm not surprised that you're going to go with the favorite. That seems to be your M.O., Jared. But Timpanogos...
Don't come crying to me when you lose.
Last week, I wasn't crying, was I?
I know, you got lucky.
Okay,
one time. Lucky one time.
Timpanogos, let me just add one other thing. Timpanogos' offense, Jared, is explosive. Might be the best offense in the state. Defenses supposedly beat good offenses, but not in this case.
Okay, we'll see. All right, Davis at Pleasant Grove. First round game for the Vikings. Who do you have?
I'm going to take Pleasant Grove. And I don't want to hear anything about how I don't pick I only pick Pleasant Grove when they win, Jared, not when they lose. So I'm going to take Pleasant Grove this week at home. I really like this team. It's a good young team. They got a bright future. It's just not this year.
You've picked against them when they've won before, but this time you're right. Pleasant Grove isn't going to get the win. They're too much for Davis.
Okay, Mountain View at East. Mountain View was really on a roll. Now they've got a tough assignment here, Jared.
You know what? I'm going to take Mountain View, though. I think East kind of showed at the end of the season that they're not as good as I originally thought. I think Mountain View's, they had a shot against Orem. They could have gotten that second seed very, very easily. I've been impressed with the Bruins. I think I'm going to shock you and take your Bruins in this game.
Okay, well, that does shock me. I'm going to take East. Sorry, it's the playoffs. I got my record to think about. I just don't think they can go up to East. East is physical. They're too physical. They've got a good running game. I just don't see the Bruins matching up with East.
Okay. Well, how about Roy going to Timpview? I know you're going to go upset on this one. This is when Timpview's run ends, right?
That's me, upset. Hey, I'm proud to announce that I am undefeated in picking Timpview games.
Why am I not surprised?
I have not missed a Timpview game all year. And why start now? I'm taking Timpview at home. Will they crack the 50 over-under barrier? I say yes.
Well, I don't know if they'll crack that, but they'll win handily. This game won't be close. Timpview wins.
Okay, our final game is a tough matchup. Orem gets the second seed and has to host Bountiful. This is a darn good team, Jared. I don't know. I'm going to let you pick this one first.
I like Orem. I've liked Orem all year, but I just don't think they can do it against Bountiful. Bountiful's got too many weapons, and they're very strong in the lines. They showed that earlier. I think they showed it against Lone Peak earlier this year, if I remember right. I just think Bountiful's got too much for the Tigers.
Well, and I like Bountiful as well. I'm sorry to say Orem, but I just don't think that overall Orem's offense can get it done against this Bountiful defense has been darn good all year. I don't see them scoring enough points to get it done. So I'm going to take Bountiful, And that wraps up our predictions, so we'll come back and see how we do.
Yep. Well, thanks for joining us for another week of One-on-One. We'll be back again next week to talk about what happened in the first round of the state football playoffs.